Hey there, we're diving into sociology, and I know what you're thinking. Wait, I'm here for nursing. Why sociology? Stick with me, and you'll understand exactly why this is essential to becoming an excellent healthcare professional. This is our first lesson in Introductory Sociology. Before we jump in, if you haven't watched the course outline video, pause and check it out. It's the roadmap for everything we're covering. Once you've seen it, come back and let's explore sociology together. Here's the truth. Nursing isn't just about medications and clinical skills. It's about understanding people, their communities, cultures, and the social forces shaping their health. That's where sociology comes in. Today, we are covering two main parts. First, we'll explore what sociology actually is. We'll define it, discuss what sociologists study, and why it matters for healthcare professionals, using real African examples. Second, we'll clarify the differences between sociology, psychology, and anthropology. These get confused often, but understanding what makes each unique helps you appreciate what each brings to your nursing practice. By the end, you'll have a clear understanding of sociology, what it studies, why it matters, and how it differs from related fields. Let's start at the beginning. What is sociology? It's the scientific study of human social life, groups, and societies. It examines how people interact, how communities form, how societies organize, and how social forces shape individual behavior and outcomes. Here's what makes sociology different from casual observation. Sociologists use scientific methods. They collect data, analyze patterns, test theories, and draw evidence-based conclusions. This gives you reliable, tested knowledge about social life. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're in a clinic and notice many diabetes patients aren't following treatment plans. You could think they're just not motivated. But a sociological perspective asks different questions. Do they have access to affordable medications? Can they afford recommended foods? What cultural beliefs do they hold about illness? Are there barriers related to work schedules or literacy? See the difference. Sociology looks beyond the individual to examine the social context shaping behavior. This is the sociological imagination, the ability to see connections between personal experiences and larger social forces. Individual non-compliance might actually be shaped by poverty, access to healthcare, education, or cultural factors. Why does this matter for nurses and midwives? Let me give you compelling reasons. First, health is both biological and social. Where you're born, your family, socioeconomic status, education, gender, location, all influence health outcomes. These are called social determinants of health. You can give the best medical treatment, but if a patient lives in poverty without clean water or nutritious food, your interventions alone won't produce optimal outcomes. You need to see the whole picture. Second, healthcare itself is a social institution with hierarchies, power relationships, and cultural norms. Understanding sociology helps you navigate these systems and advocate for better healthcare delivery. Third, nursing involves interacting with people from diverse backgrounds. In Africa, we have incredible cultural, linguistic, and ethnic diversity. Sociology gives you tools to understand this diversity and provide culturally competent care. Fourth, many health challenges are fundamentally social problems. Teenage pregnancy, HIV/AIDS, maternal mortality, malnutrition, yes, they have medical aspects, but they're deeply influenced by poverty, education, gender inequality, cultural practices, and stigma. To address these effectively, you need to understand the social dimensions. Fifth, sociology helps you understand health inequalities. Why do urban areas have better healthcare access than rural areas? Why do certain groups experience higher disease rates? These aren't random. They result from social structures, policies, and historical factors. Understanding these patterns helps you provide more equitable care. What do sociologists actually study? They examine social structures, organized patterns of relationships and institutions like family, education, healthcare, religion, and economic systems. They study how these structures function and shape individual lives. They study social institutions, established systems meeting society's basic needs. Family provides reproduction and socialization. Education transmits knowledge. Healthcare addresses health needs. Each has norms, rules, and practices. Another key area is social interaction, how people act toward and influence each other. For nurses, this is vital because nursing is fundamentally about interacting with patients, families, and colleagues. Sociologists study social change, how societies transform. Think about African societies over the past century. Urbanization, changing family structures, women's increased education, technology spread. Understanding change helps you anticipate future healthcare needs. They examine social stratification, hierarchical arrangements based on wealth, power, education, status. These inequalities profoundly affect health. Understanding stratification helps you address health disparities. Finally, they study culture, shared beliefs, values, norms, practices, and language. Culture shapes everything from diet to health-seeking behaviors. Understanding culture is essential for nursing in diverse African contexts. Let me give you African examples. Think about family structures. The extended family plays a crucial role. When someone is sick, multiple family members often accompany the patient. Sociological understanding helps you recognize this isn't interference. It's a cultural norm reflecting family solidarity. You can work with the family as a unit and leverage their support. Consider traditional medicine. Many Africans use both modern healthcare and traditional healers. Sociology helps you understand that traditional medicine is embedded in cultural beliefs. This understanding helps you have productive conversations about healthcare choices and show respect while advocating for evidence-based care. Think about gender roles in maternal health. In some communities, women have limited decision-making power. A husband or mother-in-law might decide about pregnancy and childbirth. Sociology helps you understand these power dynamics and work within them while advocating for women's autonomy. Consider urban-rural healthcare differences. Rural areas have less access, fewer workers, and patients travel long distances. These are social issues about resource distribution. Understanding this helps you appreciate barriers rural patients face. Now let's clarify differences between sociology, psychology, and anthropology. These social sciences all study humans but have unique focuses. Psychology studies the individual mind and behavior. Psychologists focus on thoughts, emotions, motivations, personality, and mental processes. Psychology asks, why does this person behave this way? What motivates them? How do they learn? It's focused on the individual level. Sociology studies groups, social relationships, and society. Sociologists focus on what happens between people and how social forces shape behavior. Sociology asks, how do social groups function? How does society influence behavior? What are behavior patterns across groups? It's focused on the group and societal level. Anthropology studies human beings, their origins, cultures, and development. Cultural anthropology focuses on understanding cultures through in-depth community study. Anthropology asks, how do cultures understand the world? What are their practices and beliefs? How did these patterns develop? It takes a holistic, comparative approach. Let me show how these disciplines approach the same issue differently. Let's say we're understanding why teenage girls become pregnant and don't seek early antenatal care. A psychologist would focus on the individual girl, her self-esteem, emotional state, decision-making, knowledge about pregnancy, personal motivations or fears, relationship with her partner. They're asking, what's going on in this individual's mind? A sociologist would focus on social context, social norms around teenage sexuality, peer pressure, social stigma, poverty, lack of access to contraception, gender power dynamics, media influence, and patterns across social groups. They're asking, what social forces create conditions where this happens? An anthropologist would focus on cultural context, cultural beliefs about sexuality and reproduction, traditional practices around pregnancy, the meaning of motherhood, how the community handles teenage pregnancy, cultural views on modern versus traditional healthcare. They're asking, how does this culture understand pregnancy and healthcare? All three perspectives are valuable. None gives you the complete picture alone. The girl's individual psychology matters. Social forces matter. Cultural context matters. You need insights from all three to provide effective care. Another example, medication non-compliance. A psychologist explores whether the patient forgets, understands importance, experiences depression, or fears side effects, focusing on mental processes. A sociologist explores whether they can afford medication, whether work schedules allow proper timing, whether they have social support, whether there's stigma, or whether social class affects access, focusing on social factors. An anthropologist explores whether cultural beliefs conflict with medical explanations, whether there are preferences for herbal remedies, whether daily medication conflicts with cultural notions of wellness, focusing on cultural meanings. Each perspective illuminates different aspects. This is why interdisciplinary knowledge is powerful in healthcare. Let me summarize the key differences clearly. Psychology focuses on the individual, examining mind, emotions, mental processes, and behavior. In nursing, you use psychology when understanding a patient's emotional state, motivation to change, anxiety about procedures, cognitive ability, or coping mechanisms. Sociology focuses on groups and society, examining social relationships, structures, and institutions. In nursing, you use sociology when considering how social class affects health, how cultural norms influence behaviors, how family impacts care decisions, how systems are organized, or how social determinants affect outcomes. Anthropology focuses on culture, examining cultural beliefs, values, and practices. In nursing, you use anthropology when understanding culturally specific health beliefs, traditional practices, dietary customs, birth practices, death rituals, or any situation needing cultural understanding. While distinct, these disciplines overlap. There are bridging subfields like social psychology or medical anthropology. In nursing practice, you'll often use insights from all three simultaneously because human behavior is shaped by psychological, social, and cultural factors all at once. How do you apply this in nursing practice? When assessing a patient or planning care, think on multiple levels simultaneously. Think about the individual, their personal characteristics, thoughts, emotions, psychological level. Think about their social context, family, community, socio-economic status, resources, sociological level. Think about their cultural background, beliefs, traditional practices, cultural identity, anthropological level. Practical example, you're a midwife and a pregnant woman comes for her first visit very late, at 7 or 8 months. Instead of judging, use your sociological imagination. Ask sociological questions. Does she have transportation? Can she afford time off work? Does she have family support? Are there social factors like stigma, economic barriers? Ask psychological questions. Is she anxious about healthcare facilities? Does she know the importance of antenatal care? Is she experiencing depression? Does she have past negative healthcare experiences? Ask cultural questions. Does her culture have traditional pregnancy practices? Does her community rely on traditional birth attendants? Are there cultural beliefs about when to seek care? By thinking on all levels, you develop a complete understanding. You see her not as non-compliant, but as a whole person navigating complex realities. This makes you more empathetic and effective. It helps you address real barriers rather than just treating the medical condition. Let's bring everything together. We explored what sociology is, the scientific study of society, human social life, and social relationships. We discussed the sociological imagination, seeing connections between personal experiences and larger social forces. We explored why sociology is essential for nursing. Health is social. Healthcare is a social institution. Nurses work with diverse populations. Many health challenges are social problems, and understanding inequalities is crucial for equitable care. We looked at what sociologists study: structures, institutions, interaction, change, stratification, and culture. We explored African examples, showing how sociological understanding applies in your context. We distinguished sociology from psychology and anthropology, showing how each discipline approaches issues differently and how all three perspectives are valuable. The key takeaway: good nursing requires understanding not just the disease, but the person, and not just the person, but the social and cultural context they live in. Sociology gives you tools to see and understand that context. What's next? In our next lesson, we'll dive into key concepts sociologists use: social norms, social roles, status, socialization, deviance, social control. These are building blocks of sociological thinking, giving you powerful vocabulary for analyzing social situations in your practice. Before we finish, first, if this helped you understand sociology and why it matters, hit that like button. It helps us reach more nursing students across Africa. Second, subscribe to AfroNurse Academy and turn on notifications. Third, drop a comment. What social factors most influence health in your community? What aspect of sociology are you curious about? Finally, share this with classmates.